had been a long and bumpy flight, and I thought about her all night in our out-of-control fight. I felt like she was glad that I was gone, so her and that other brother can get it on. In my house, in my bed, all these crazy thoughts are running through my head. I mean, that nigga's having tea in my garden. I clench my fist when I hear, "I beg your pardon." I must have said that out loud. You know how it is when you're alone in a crowd. I spoke up and told the woman I was speaking to myself. And she said, "Oh, okay, but if you answer, I'll scream for help." I just stared. She was a gorgeous sister standing there. She smiled and said, "Come on, I'm just joking." But still no words I've spoken. I'm still in thought and I'm still smoking. But I must have mustered up a grin and said, "Joke, okay then." I grabbed my baggage out of claim and shook them bad thoughts out my brain. Just then I heard, "Wait, I'm sorry, but can you help me with this?" Baby was struggling with a big bag, and I couldn't help but notice her ass and her legs. She was built to make a man beg. "Sure," I said, and grabbed the handle. I could see her in her bathtub with bubbles and candles. She asked where I was coming from and who I was there to see. And we talked about our trip, and she asked, "You want to share a cab with me?" I told her I had a rental waiting, and her smile got small. I said, "But you can catch a ride." She said, "You don't mind?" I said, "It's no trouble at all." She walked me to get the car, and she made some mention to the stars, and I looked up to see, and I thought, "Is she coming under me?" And my second thought, a woman like this, not right now in my life. Besides, I had to decide about my wife and if we could make things right. But that night was like no other. In the car, we talked about our loves. She said she just left an abusive brother, and I told her about my wife's other. We got quiet, and she turned her head. She looked back at me and put her hand on my leg and patted me on my knee.
Tonight we're gonna make it.
I don't know if she knew what she was doing to me, but my dick was getting thick. And I wanted to shift so she wouldn't touch the head of it, but she did, and I felt so stupid. She asked if I had a belt on, and she told me to loosen it. She lifted up my shirt and touched my stomach with her cold, soft hands. She pushed them down on my pants and grabbed my little man. She unstrapped her seatbelt and pulled my dick out. She played with my wet, and then she put her fingers in her mouth. You taste sweet. Let me ask, you want to make love to me? No, I didn't know what to do or say. This has been a long time since another woman's touched or talked to me this way. She ran her fingers on the top of my dick and said, "If I suck, will you lick my clit? Let me help you forget." I said, "Forget what?" She said, "The pain that woman caused you. If she can do it, you can get some draws too."
That's right, baby.
These draws, and gapped open her legs. She leaned over and licked the tip of my head, and I reached over and I rubbed her breast and pinched her nipple, and she licked my sack and ass. Does that tickle? And I pulled off the highway and I found a quiet dark road, and I grabbed her hair and I told her, "Stop, I'm about to explode." She said, "Stop." It's all good. I want to look at the stars while you eat my pussy on the hood of the car. And she got out and walked around and pulled her skirt up and her panties down. And just as I thought, her pussy was lovely and I couldn't wait. I got out, laid her back, and ate that pussy like it was steak. And she smelled so great. And I nibbled at her clit with my teeth, cause I like how she grabbed my head and looked at me with her lips puckered out. I reached up to play with her titties, and then she softly moaned, "Please put it in." But I was loving the response that I would get when I put the tip of my tongue on the tip of her clit. "Oh shit," she screamed, and her legs started to shake, and I could taste her cream, and how sweet it was. She begged for me to put my dick inside. I grabbed her leg and threw it over my head, now her ass is in the air. And we could have been caught, but we didn't care. I know I didn't. I eased my dick in and I started hitting. First I went slow, you know, fill it out. Harder and faster. She made me forget all about my wife and her man. She had the nicest ass, so I slapped it and she moaned and asked for me to do it again. Smack! I didn't want this shit to end. She looked over her shoulder with the sexiest look I had ever seen and said, "You're a gentle lover, but I want you to be mean." I said, "You want me to beat that pussy up?" And I rammed her like a plane into the Twin Towers. Then I grabbed her by her hair so I could get more pushing power. And I couldn't keep my breath, I was working like a slave. And when she came, I came. And there we laid, on the hood of the car.